Hello DIY friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm DIY Danny, your friendly neighborhood DIY. This is a very exciting video because you are coming along on my DIY journey to make over my disastrous art space. This is currently my art room. It's so bad. And I'm like not even holding back. It was a disaster. There's so much stuff in here. Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. Aren't you glad you're coming along? Now that sucked. I have to explain myself as to why this room looks this way. When COVID-19 started, I had decided to ramp up my content so that we would all have more positive, creative energy to watch and go around. I went from a bi-weekly schedule to a weekly schedule, which was great because I got to share with you all more often, but with that came more DIY stuff and not enough places to store it all. So my art room just kind of turned into one of those rooms that you store a bunch of stuff in, close the door, and then casually walk away from. You know what I'm talking about. And it got real bad. I have film gear in here, old DIY projects, stencils, paint materials, things that are just being held, yarn, extra supplies, papers, baskets, videos that are going to be made soon, storage elements that have been stuffed, art canvases, fabrics, craft paper, old rugs. Real bad. I don't even know what to say. But this story does have a happy ending, I promise. Before we jump in, a gentle reminder to hit that subscribe button, support and join this wonderful, positive DIY community that we're starting here on this channel. I know if you're not subscribed, you don't want to miss out because there are very exciting DIY makeovers coming up and you definitely don't want to miss it. Especially if you might be a fan of the magical Potter world, as a hint. Where's that little emoji? So don't miss out. Let's jump into this great, artful, creative organization, inspiration episode. Edit up, roll that tape. Boop. So let me walk you through the biggest fundamental changes and concerns that needed to happen in this room. First off, this space needed organization and storage. I couldn't find a bloody thing and there wasn't any storage to help store all the items that needed to be organized. That had to change. Second, I needed a proper work desk so I could have a place to craft and DIY. I needed something larger and could sit in the middle of the room with a 360 access. Oh, and had the ability for me to stand and sit at the same time. The last thing was just the general mood of the room. When it comes to my personal creative spaces, I like it to feel kind of calm and zen-like and a little bit minimal and definitely connected to nature. I am a colorful person. I am not afraid of color, as you can all tell. But when it comes to a creative space, I need the opposite. I want all of my color to come through my work, not in the space. A few cosmetic elements that needed to be updated were the walls. I also wanted another space to display my ideas. This room needed curtains and the ceiling light needed to be changed out. Goodbye boob light. Now I have started purchasing a couple things that I knew I was going to be putting into this room. I did pick up curtains, which I'll talk about those a little bit later. I am also standing on, and as you can see, have some IKEA shelving in here, and I have just been waiting to do this makeover. So it's been sitting here and I am so excited to get going on this because it's finally time. I actually created an entire mood board for this art room that's featured on my Pinterest page. So if you like the vibe and the mood and you're looking for inspiration, I will link that board in my description box. But also, if you like any of the videos that I've ever done or the makeovers that I've done, I actually create mood boards for all of those spaces that are featured on my Pinterest page. So if you didn't know, head over there, follow me and check it out because there's always inspiration to be shared. The first thing I need to do is get all of this stuff out of this room so I can start painting. It's gonna change and it's gonna feel so good. Enjoy this montage of me sweating my butt off. So the room makeover began and I needed to remove all of that stuff that was in this room out. I always love a good montage, always makes all that hard, laborious task look so easy, don't you think? This doesn't intimidate me at all. Everything is a little bit chaotic right now. Like there's stuff in the hallway. I got old paintings that I still need to do stuff with. I also put these shelves out on the street. Hopefully somebody takes it. They're in really great condition, so I hope someone does take it. I think I'm gonna have to Marie Kondo this situation and figure out what needs to stay, what needs to go. This process was really good for me because it helped me walk down that memory lane of all those past art pieces that have been long forgotten and unfinished. Look at that, young Danny. It was kind of fun to find old pictures. We just talk about that tuning gap and the frecks. Little blondie, yep. And see all the past art pieces that I had done over the years. Wow. I like this one. This is kind of colorful, but on the sides it says live in color, find your voice, be different. Oh look, this is a two-parter. It's kind of fun. This is my lady C-3PO jokes. Now that all the stuff was out of my room, the first step was to fill in any holes with wall putty and wipe down all the walls and surfaces. So the paint that I'm using is the Bit of Sugar, the paint that I had from the front entryway. The white does have a little bit of a browny undertone to it, but it's just a hint of brown. So it basically just looks white. And hopefully I have enough to get me around this entire room. I started by cutting in around all the baseboards and wall sides, and then started to paint in the walls. Oh yeah. Goodbye, polka dots. Oh man, seeing those dots disappear was the best feeling ever. I could feel my anxiety leaving with every brush stroke. You know, I used to hate painting rooms so much. Just like there was something about it, I just didn't like the action, I just thought it was time consuming. But as of lately, I feel like my moods changed towards it. I really enjoy just being able to like put on an audiobook or play some music and then just do something that's really mundane. It's so focused, it kind of helps take my mind off things, makes me feel less stressed, and like ultimately that's all we want in life. My motivation to you to go paint that room that you don't want to paint. It's official. I'm gonna do a 360. I would say this room is white. And although it took me all day, that room was feeling 100% closer to my vision. It's just the best feeling. Woo. So tomorrow is going to be a very good day. It's gonna be a lot of building things that I don't want to build, but it's gonna be a good day. So very excited about next steps. All right, check you later. It is a brand new day and this room is super echoey. Woo, woo, woo. It was day 2 of this makeover and this was all about focusing on my storage and organization problems. It was time to put my building skills to work. Don't do it alone. Do it with a friend. Aww. Oh, Pup, he just wants to help so badly. It's a rough life for him. Putting dog on the sidelines, I was getting help from my partner Jeffrey to build 2 IKEA pieces for this room. One was the Ivor 3-section corner unit, and the second was the Ivor 2-section shelving unit. IKEA was kind enough to gift these wonderful shelves to me, and I could not be more excited because I have always been in love with this line, from the raw wood, the open shelving, and the added storage elements that you can completely customize to your space. I have always thought this was the coolest, and you can paint it. I have the wood Ivor cabinet I hacked in the office space. I'm just a big fan. I feel like these kind of shelves were just made for creative spaces like this. That's all I'm gonna say about it, but if you want to check them out, I will link them in the description box. It looks amazing. Look how perfectly this fits. And like, how great is this? I still have access to the plug here, and it's just all open storage. Those shelves looked so good. I was so happy. I just loved the metal cabinet for the hidden storage, and there was 2 sliding drawers on top and the open storage everywhere else. This was just such a dream in comparison to what I had. I know this is so small, but like, I can put my camera on this shelf and it's perfect because I'm at talking height. Love that. And I'm actually going to hang the curtains up. I got this at HomeSense, or if you're in the States, it's called, I guess, Home Goods. This is like a white, it's see-through, so it lets the light in, but it's really nice in texture. Ooh, Check that texture out. So textured and pretty. So I got the curtains up. They looked ever so lovely. But the last thing I wanted to accomplish before pulling in all my stuff was to hang up my corkboard, which found a nice new home in the corner of the room. Sorry, that was a little dark, wasn't it? My bad, but it's there. And a new addition, which was this cool chalkboard. But the real reason I got this was because it was magnetic to hold these cool magnetic clips. You guys are always asking me about like what's my tape hack, and this is actually a really cool thing. I'm sure a lot of you already know this hack, but I will share my secrets. So in a situation like this, I've already decided where the piece is gonna go on the wall. I've already leveled it off and I marked the line on the sides and the top where it needs to go. Now I'm running tape along the top, and then where this piece is going to hang on, I will mark. So I marked the top of the frame. I've marked the side of the frame. I marked where this is going to be in correspondence to the top of the frame. Pull off this tape. I've marked my sides, so I line that up. Now I know exactly where I need to drill to make my holes. Pull my tape off. And now this should line up perfectly. So good. Great. I got a magnet board. I got my cork board. I got shelves. I feel like it's been a good day. I am going to start maneuvering all of this into my room. At this point, the sun was going down, but I was acting fast to get all the DIY and art items back into the room so I could start organizing them into categories. From there, I could decide what brought me joy and what needed to just go. Mary Kondo, you are so wise. This is where we're at. Let me get to the camera and show you. I can't. We have a lot of stuff that needs to get organized, like random things. So we got a lot of work to do. I'm gonna go eat some dinner, and then we're gonna get back to this, because this is getting done, because I cannot go to bed knowing that this looks like this. Be right back. This is gonna look messy, but I swear I have saved you all from watching me have somewhat of a mental breakdown while I like dug through the entire mess and kind of put a little bit of order to it. Let me walk you through where I'm at. I've put canvases here and I put a couple up there. All of my paintbrushes and stuff have gone here. Empty bins I put here for now so that I can see them all. Empty bins down there. Here's all my stencils. These are like weird things. I don't know where they should go. Pens and stuff have gone in here. Rulers have gone in there. Loose paper have gone in there. Empty boxes. Lots of fun stuff. Also know I need to get the table in here tomorrow, so a lot of this is gonna have to like find a place very soon. But it is really helpful to see it all out and to see what I have so that that can be organized. So yeah, I'm going to keep at this, and then I'll report back and see what we got. It is a brand new day. I was up very late last night. And when you see the state of this room, you'll understand why. Let me walk you through my thought process and how I organize this entire room. The hardest part of that entire process was really just kind of evaluating what did I have in that room, what did I use on a daily basis as an artist and DIYer, and then what could be stored away, things that I didn't have to access all the time behind closed doors. What I decided this rack was going to be for was everything that I'm currently working on now. As you can see, there's lots of beautiful things on there. These are all going to be in videos to come, so you'll probably see them later on. Beautiful bowls and glasses, lamps, baskets, and ominous box. This has worked out super well. I have this utility cart, which is gonna be amazing for putting things that I'm currently working on. All of the now items go on here. So a lot happened on this side. A lot got done. This room I used for more of like everyday use items. On this rack, I have all of my inspiration books, all of my writable books and current sketchbooks. Hello, little dinosaur. Hello, my potty hat. Don't know why he has an accent, but he does. Okay, so then we have this closed storage little area here. These are all things I didn't really need out on display. Like I don't need the foam stuff all the time. This is some extra clay and it just nicely hides away. Now I realize this organization might change over time, especially as I continue to use the space, but I was just happy to see that everything found a place with ease. Like, hallelujah. So now that most of the fundamentals were solved in this space, it was finally time to bring all the last little elements into the space that really made it the art room of my dreams. Let's hang a light. I really just like when that happens. It's never easy. First up, I'm adding in this really cool modern inspired light. I love the industrial vibe on this, the soft edges and the wood element that really tied this light perfectly into the space. Isn't this light the coolest thing you've ever seen? Oh, it's so beautiful. Ooh. Next up, I'm adding these 2 adjustable trestle legs. These are also from IKEA that I will link in the description box. What I liked about these the most was their ability to adjust my worktop up and down, and it had storage underneath. For my tabletop, I sourced 2 MDF boards that were 48 by 24. MDF stands for medium density fiberboard, and essentially it's just a more denser board type than a plywood, for example. An MDF board is normally made up of wood fiber, resin, water, and wax. All of that squished into a board, and essentially it makes this. It's super durable, it doesn't dent very easily, and it can be painted really easily. Having a table that you can freshen up from time to time with just a simple paint is a really handy thing to have in a workspace. I'm simply screwing 2 of these boards together to make it super thick and durable. The last DIY hack I was installing onto this table was to add these 2 black curtain rod holders underneath the tabletop, and then I simply placed a craft paper roll on a pole, threaded it through the holders, and bam! Now I had a quick craft paper roll I could use to put onto my table when I was creating messier projects. Cool. So simple and easy to do. Then painted them with the same bit of sugar white I put on the wall. Easy peasy, folks. Now, I know that the table was smaller than the legs, but I actually did this purposely. The room was small, and if I went for anything larger in the space, it would just start to feel so crammed. I really wanted a way to walk around the table in a 360 fashion. So I opted to go a bit smaller, but the bonus, I had the ends of the legs to add extra space to hold stuff on. Nice. Everything was in, and it was finally time to add all those last little details that were going to turn this room into a calm, serene space I've wanted for so long. And just like that, I turned my messy, unorganized, dysfunctional art room into the creative space of my dreams. It was bright, warm, calm, and felt connected to nature. Plants are such an important factor in this, and I made sure I added in greenery to inspire me, and this creepy philodendron and all the little plant accents did just that. I finally had storage and organization and just everyday use items on display. This room brought me so much joy. Every time I walk into it, I feel like I can just exhale, and that's a pretty big deal for me. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this crazy, chaotic art room makeover. It was a journey, so thank you for joining it and pulling through, because I just felt like the ending was so satisfying. Let me know what was your favorite part of this makeover. I am just so happy with it, and I hope you guys all found some inspiration along the way. Don't forget to subscribe. All the links to the products that I used in this episode are in the description box, so check it out, and I will see you all next week. Bye-bye.